What is going on, everyone? Just a buzz here. If you're new to the channel, I make Charlotte Hornets content, so if that interests you, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. I'm also 25 away from 1,000 subscribers, so if you like the content, please go ahead and subscribe and help me reach our goal of getting 1,000 subscribers. If you cannot tell by the thumbnail title of this video, in today's video, we're just going to be talking about a report I saw by Jake Fischer, who, if anyone's plugged in with the Hornets, that's like national media, it's Jake Fischer. He basically was saying that the Hornets know that Scoot is the pick. However, they just like Brandon Miller more. And there's two things. I kind of like that and I kind of don't. One, I kind of like it because this whole thing has been, hey, if you think Brandon Miller is the better player, then take Brandon Miller. Don't take Brandon Miller because he's the better fit. If you think he's the better player, then take the better player. If you just like him more, then take Brandon Miller. Don't take him because, oh, well, we want Scoot, but Brandon Miller's a better fit. Don't do that. And so it does look like they like Brandon Miller. They want Brandon Miller. Therefore, they're going to draft Brandon Miller. As of right now, I'm recording this at 8:30 in the morning. But they do know, in that same report, he said they do know that Scoot Henderson should be the pick. So I don't know. I don't know how. That's the part where it's kind of just a little iffy to me, just because of the fact that Scoot Henderson is the pick. However, you want Brandon Miller. I get it. I mean, that's something we deal with in life. You know, sometimes is that we know this is probably the right thing to do, but this is what we want. So it's just that our usually, hopefully, those decisions aren't life-altering decisions, as opposed to this decision is a franchise-altering decision, possibly. I mean, I personally do think Brandon Miller will be a good player. I think he'll be a great player. I think he'll get some all-star appearances and things like that. I just think Scoot Henderson has the higher ceiling. I will say Brandon Miller has the higher floor. It's something I talked about I have a podcast with a couple of friends called the Triple Threat Pod. I'll link the channel down below, and in the video that we made last night, I said that Scoot Henderson, better player, higher ceiling. I do think Brandon Miller has a higher floor because we've seen those athletic guards, if they do not pan out, which I don't think that's the case with Scoot, but if for whatever reason they do not pan out, they really struggle to stay in the NBA. We have Emmanuel Mudiay, Dennis Smith Jr. to an extent. We have guys like that, and once again, I think Scoot is better than both of those guys. I'm not saying that Scoot is going to fail. I'm saying his archetype, if they do not hit, they struggle. As opposed to someone like Brandon Miller, at worst, he is a good defender that can catch and shoot. And I'm okay with that. The team needs that. Is it second overall pick worthy? No, maybe. But I mean, it's something that we do desperately need. So it kind of works out. However, like I said, I do want Scoot. But yeah, it's just interesting. It's just very interesting that the Hornets are thinking that way. We are roughly like 12 hours, 13 hours away from draft night officially starting with the Spurs on the clock. And we know they're going to take Victor Wembanyama. But yeah, I'm just very interested to see what they do. This is a short video, but that's because I'm going to be putting out so much content today that there's not going to be any edits. If you were one of the OGs who watched me last year doing the draft, it's going to be like that. That's what I want to do for y'all. I'm not really going to worry about how it looks necessarily. I mean, I'm not going to put out trash, but I'm more concerned about getting you the content, updating y'all, giving y'all my thoughts, hearing y'all's thoughts. Like that's what today is all about. So be prepared to see a lot of videos on your feed, not to flood you, but it is a special day. This is literally my favorite day of the year, of the whole entire NBA season. And I just want to share that with y'all. Plus, I'm close to 1,000 subscribers. Like, who would have thought? And that's all thanks to y'all. So anyway, let me know what you think about the decision. I know most of you are going to pick Scoot. I will say we got to stop saying Brandon Miller's trash. Like, I love Scoot. I want the pick to be Scoot, but Brandon Miller is a good player. I think he'll be a great player for years to come. He has one of the higher floors in the NBA draft, and that's something that personally I think is a good thing, just because of the fact that at worst you have still a really high percentage shooting 3-point shooter and a good perimeter defender. Nothing wrong with that at all. However, you do want the upside because the Charlotte Hornets struggle so much to get the talent. So I think you're deciding on, do we get the sure thing kind of with Brandon Miller, as in, like I said, at worst, he still will be very valuable to this team? Or do you get the guy with extremely, extremely high upside, like could easily be one of the best players in the league, franchise changing players? Or do you go, he also can be someone who it never really finds a way to put it together. The examples I use, I think he's going to be better than those guys, even at his worst. But like I said, it's just something to think about. I think you got to go with Scoot. I think you got to shoot for the stars just because this team has struggled for so long. If we've had players in the past and we were just able, like a decent franchise, I think Brandon Miller honestly would be the pick, just because of the fact that, we have talent. We just, we're just putting icing on the cake. No, we struggle to keep talent. We struggle to have a lot of talented players at one time. This will probably be, like, talent wise, probably our best roster, whether it's Brandon or Scoot. We'll probably be our best roster in a while, talent wise. So, but Scoot is you just can't pass up on that for a franchise that's been starving for talent. I mean, I think you take the Sacramento Kings route when they took Tyrese Halliburton and then made that trade for Sabonis. I'm not saying you pick Scoot to trade him, but having two really good point guards is not the end of the world. You can always make something shake later. Someone's always going to want Scoot. Someone's always going to want LaMelo. I'm not saying trade LaMelo. I'm not saying trade either of them. I'm just saying that if for whatever reason somebody has to get traded, you have two very valuable trade pieces at the end of the day. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys later. I don't know when I'll record, but later. Peace.